What is up, YouTube? This is Solar Eclipse 18, bringing you a test hand and combo video of my Fur Hire deck. Now, I have made a deck profile of this deck about a week ago or so, so if you guys are interested at looking at my entire deck build and my card for card selection, you guys can go ahead and go to my channel and check out my video. But without further ado, let's get ahead and go right on into it. So Fur Hires are a mostly go second deck, but they can go first as well. I'll do a couple takes on both, and I probably won't go too far in depth as far as card effects and whatnot. I'll just kind of briefly say what I'm doing, just for the sake of not taking too long. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a first take one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is first hand. So I'll probably do reasoning first. Let's say your opponent will probably declare level 4 because that's probably the most common. 1, 2. Philo summons out. I probably use normal summon. Helmer's effect to special summon. In this case, I do have 2 of the same ones, so I will want to activate Helmer's effect. So Helmer's effect to discard 1 and draw 1. Hopefully we draw into something better. Discard and draw. So Ghost Ogre. So not too much better. Here I will go ahead and link away. So Aqua, Winged Beast, and Beast go into Folgo. So he requires 3 different types. His effect will allow me to special summon. In this scenario, I will summon out Beat, because Beat is the main searcher of the deck. So if you don't see him in your first opening hand, you probably do want to go into him off of his search, just to get you another search. So he comes out in defense position. Then I'll activate Beat's effect to special summon out Philo. His effect activates. Search out Raphael. I'll activate Philo's effect because I have not yet, to special summon out Raphael. Both their effects go off. I'll go ahead and do Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1. So Chainlink 2 goes first. I'll summon now Helmer. Gotta make a little room. As you can see, these guys clog up real quick. Doesn't really matter about Folgo's placement, only because this is just kind of a tutorial. So then Chainlink 1. So I look at the top, excavate up to the number of other Fur Hire control. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I pick 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will probably go into Seal. So in this case, I can go ahead and link off if I wanted to for another 3, but just for the sake of not overextending, I would probably just leave it as is. And then on my opponent's turn, so these guys are on defense, so you know they're blocking me attacks. Raphael can negate a monster effect by discarding a Fur Hire monster from my hand, so I can negate one using this guy. And then Folgo can, when a card is destroyed on your opponent's side of the field, you can draw 3 cards if you control 3 or more Fur Hires. In this case, I control 5, so I can use Ghost Ogre on a card that your opponent controls and draw 3. So essentially, let's say, you know, negate monster effect, destroy a card, draw 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and just this alone already opens you up for next turn. So let's say they wipe your entire board, and then you go next. So alright, the past turn. So in this case, you can Sky Striker Mecha summons you out a token. Just place this guy down. Link off the token. For Kagari, Kagari's effect will add this back to your hand. activate it again, put out the token, then you can normal summon, effect special summon, his effect goes off, you can summon out Beat, Beat's effect, special summon, so you search and then you excavate again, so search his, let's just say go for Wiz, or you can even go for an OTK, so he negates you spell and traps, and if not that, I can go for an OTK. I would probably pull out Bravo because he adds an extra 500 to all my monsters for hire that I control. So let's just say I want to go into an OTK, so I'll grab him. And then excavate the top 1, 2, 3 from my hand, from the top of my deck, and add one. Let's go with Mind Control, just because this is kind of a third turn scenario. I'll link away 1, 2, and 3 into Folgo. Folgo then summons me a monster. One that I haven't used, I'll probably do Seal. I don't even remember if I excavated for this guy's effect. Shoot, I don't even remember. But see, that's how many effects are going off at once. Let's say I do his effect to special summon. His effect goes off, adds me one to my hand. I'll add Raphael to my hand. So this is in my hand right now. Then I can go ahead and link for 4. 1. Ooh, then I'd have to get rid of Bravo. So in this case, I would have probably used his effect when he was, no, who was just summoned out? No, I guess I couldn't have done it. Anyways, let's just say I go into 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. To Saryuja. Saryuja's effect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say we get rid of 3. I'll probably get rid of these 3. Because then here, I can potentially MST, use his effect, draws me 3 more because it's a once per turn, so either player's turn, so draw 3. I can do Mind Control. Let's say I take control of an opponent's monster. Let's just use this as a, let's just say that's what we took. Then we can use Saryuja's effect to special summon him. And so that's 28, 24, 28, 28. That's already over 8,000. So that's kind of an example of just, you know, even if I have a board wipe, how easily they can come back. And that was just all in the same, pretty much in the same duel. Let's go ahead and do a take 2. Taking out all the extra deck monsters. Yeah, they're all out. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a take 2. Get a real good shuffle in there. And the reason I run so many for hires is because it pulls off the consistency of the deck. Essentially, they all have the same primary effect where they can swarm themselves out from the hand, and then with a couple searches in between. So you do want to run a lot of for hires, a lot of for hire monsters, and very few spells and traps, because the spells and traps, you will eventually see them with all the excavating and all the drawing, as you guys saw first turn and second turn pretty much. There is a lot of drawing, a lot of excavating, so there is a lot of advantage with this deck. So let's do a take 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is opening hand. And then draw for turn 3. Okay, so in this case, I'm forced to use these guys' effects. So I'll normal summon him, his effect, special summon. I'll use his effect to discard because I do have an extra copy and I don't need it. That's why he comes in useful. To draw you 1. Then use his effect, special summon him out. Not that it really matters too much, but he'll gain me 1500 life points, so 500,000, 1500. Then I'll go ahead and link into Folgo. Folgo's effect. I will probably summon out Beat. Beat has to come out in defense position because that's how Folgo's effect works. They have to come out in defense position. Then we'll do Mayhem for hire, which special summons from the grave. Do Philo. Beat's effect goes off. I'll search off Raphael. Beat's other effect to special summon Raphael. Chain Link 2, Chain Link 1. Chain Link 2 summons me out Wiz. And Chain Link 1, look at the top 4 and add 1 to my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, unfortunately, I have used all 3 of their effects. So anything I would use is just kind of extra. I can take this for, you know, for my turn 4, but, you know, probably aren't trying to go into turn 4. Probably not trying to go into that this turn around. So I'll go ahead and take, I would say probably Beat. Beat has to be probably the best thing I can go into. Just for setting up, just for, you know, next turn case scenario. Again, the opponent's side of the field, I mean, there could have been an Ash Blossom, there could have been Effect Veiler, whatever, Nibiru, whatever exactly might have been going on, but this is just assuming nothing's going on. So you have these 3 cards in hand. So you have a monster negate, you go into battle phase, let's say you attack into a monster destroyed by battle. It still counts as destroying. He still can add you 3. 1, 2, 3. So potentially this can be into your hand now. And 28. And then next turn you can set Solemn. You have this in hand. So during their opponent's turn you can also use Ghost Ogre. And then during their turn you can draw again for him. So let's just assume real quick that, again, board wipe. On their turn, let's say I did use Ghost, let's say it's their turn. They board wipe. Okay, let's say they destroy all my monsters and they weren't able to, you know, exactly get rid of my whole 8,000 life points because of I added 1,500, so essentially we're 95. But let's say we did use Solemn and got rid of a monster, so now it's our turn. Look at that, 5 cards on hand. So it's pretty much like we're starting from turn 2 all over again. And here you can pop off like crazy. Let's say reasoning, let's say this time around they do level 3. 1, oh, there you go. Dyna, he comes out. So you can normal Beat, use his effect, special Philo, Beat's effect. I think I ran out of all my, I did, oh no I did not. Raphael, he's your excavator, he's one that you always want to see. So ones you always want to see is Beat. Raphael's another one you want to beat, you want to see, sorry, excuse me. And another one you want to always see is Folgo, which I will go into right now. So it was normal, his effect to special, his effect to special. Both their effects go off. Do Chain Link 2, Chain Link 1. Chain Link 2 summons you out. Let's say I go for a Wiz again. She adds me this time 2,500. Oh, so 5, 10, 15, 20. So she adds me now 2,000 life points. And then his effect excavates me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 1 into my hand. Probably going to Recon. And I did forget to use his, oh actually no, he was summoned out. So he has an effect when he's special summoned, he can banish in your opponent's grave cards up to the number of other fur hires you control. But he was special summoned out and there was nobody because I summoned him out with reasoning. So essentially his effect won't go off here, unfortunately, but it's all good. So Wing Beast, Warrior. Let's say, actually we're going next, so actually yeah, he would still be good. Let's say your opponent has spell and traps on the field. You would probably want to keep him if in this case scenario they're still there. In case it's a Mirror 4, Drowning Mirror Force or something during the attack phase, you could keep him to discard one of these to negate it, because these negate spell and traps, and he negates monster effects. So even if they did like Ash Blossom, he can negate it because it's a monster effect and it's a quick effect. So essentially he can negate even that too. So let's say we just go into these three. Folgo's effect. Someone we haven't summoned out this turn. Let's say we go for Bravo. Bravo is the one who attack boosts. So we weren't able to do it last time, but we can do it this time. Bravo's effect special summons you out. Let's say they have a set card. Yeah, let's say they have a set card. Recon's effect, Seal. His effect would allow you to pop on their field face down. And let's say they did, then you can draw 3 from him now. 3. And as you can see, we can go on and on and on. So his effect would have gone off because of him. So they all gain 500. So he's now at 29, 21, 24, 15, and 33. So that's over 8,000 again. So yeah, we can keep going on and on. We could have probably brought out Saryuja again. If you do need to, get rid of more monsters, you have Cerberus. If you need to control a monster, you can do Borreload right now if you wanted to. I mean, essentially you can do this Borreload, and then during the attack phase, then you could do the same thing essentially. So as you can see, it's very versatile. You can go into a lot of these, whichever one you really wanted to go into. But the deck's very versatile. It does go off. It does gain a lot of advantage with all the drawing and searching that it does. Again, that's kind of assuming that we weren't interrupted. But it just comes to show exactly what these guys can do. And I'm really happy with the deck, which is exactly why they're, probably my favorite. So yeah, guys, that's it for the profile. If you guys liked it, go ahead and like. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel to see more of these similar videos. I do want to post up more deck profiles and again test hands of those decks and my thought process of each. Go ahead and like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. Let me know if you would have played something different or whatever. I like to see your guys' comments and like to give out my replies too. So thanks guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.